Hey guys, welcome back to DailyWeeklyBuilds. It's time for the LEGO City update, but I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do today because there's just like a few little areas that I could work on and some things I need to prepare before I can continue working on like some of the bigger areas. Oh, but before we get started on the city work, I need to do one thing because I mentioned in the last city update I had the office set and I want to display it, and it's going to go right here where this box of a LEGO City set is. This is the box of one of the first LEGO sets that I remember buying myself. It's a LEGO City Digger set from 2005, but I think I bought it in like 2008 or something. Maybe, yeah, around that time, 2007, 2008. So that was cool. I'm going to display that elsewhere because, you know, it kind of makes sense to have LEGO displayed on here, although, well, you got two Lumi Brick sets. The very first set that I worked with a different brand, so that's like our first sponsored set. And that one, I just kind of really like that winter cabin there. So I got reviews on all of these sets. Check them out on the channel. But let's move that box out of the way and add in the office. So I've got all the official minifigures here. I need to add them back into the office. But I also have these ones using official LEGO parts and some custom printed things to make the extra characters that weren't included. So we've got Andy, a different version of Ryan, Robert California, Jan, and Erin. So I made a video on how to make these if you're interested for yourself. But let's pop them all in the office. All right, the office is populated with all the characters in their usual spots. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Very cool set, isn't it? Then I've just got all the like leftover different decorations, mostly for the conference room, so you can like swap out the banner and the TV and the whiteboard. And then I've got the teapot here. I can't remember where that goes, so if you remember where the teapot goes, tell me in the comments. And there we go. The office is proudly on display. About time too. Next up, I'm going to take a look at something I mentioned in the last city update where I keep like mini builds and city accessories in these small old LEGO set boxes, which I've just reused as storage. So it's kind of, I've kind of forgotten what's in here and everything's a bit mixed. I'm going to organise it a bit better to see what I've got and see if I can add anything to the city. And same with this box here. It's got some larger mini builds and a lot of trees and just small other like side builds and things, so I can see if I can add any of those in the city or just tidy it up a little bit better. And I think the best way to do this is, well, tip it all out, and now I have to sort it out. But what I started to do, which I probably should have done, you know, hindsight's a wonderful thing, is I grouped mini builds in little bags. So if they broke apart, I know all the parts are there, because there's some just like loose bricks. Like, what was that from? I mean, obviously it's from something in here, but I might have to group that a bit better. And a little while later, I have done it. I've organised everything into kind of little groups that make sense. And then this pile here is just a part, well, a bunch of parts that are either like broken, well, not broken, but like separated, and I don't know what they go to, or mini builds that I don't need anymore, so I've just kind of parted all that out. So sort away, but otherwise we got all the street lights, some plants, traffic lights, some, not plants, blur. So we've got a bunch of street lights, a bunch of like rubbish bins, traffic lights, plants, naturey stuff, mini food vendors, bicycles and some motorcycles, crosswalk signs, some Winter Village bits, some Wild West bits, bunch of other street signs, and then like miniature builds for like housing, like furniture and things like that. A bunch of sea related things, beach, docks, pirate stuff, vehicle accessories, speed limit signs, old style street lights. Then over here, then we've got a bunch of cargo containers, a few flags and things, a couple of benches, some construction related things, street furniture, like monuments, phone box, that sort of thing, some like larger rubbish bins, some more street signs, some shop signs, that sort of thing. And then just sort that away, and then I can kind of group things back together and maybe add some of them to the city. But you can tell some of this stuff is old because you see this? That's not dark tan, no, that's sun damaged light bluish grey. That's like, I don't know, many 15 years old maybe, something like that. That's the colour it should be, and that's what happens when you leave it in the sun. Next up, I'm going to tackle this box. Hopefully it's a little bit easier, but I imagine with more things in here, there's probably going to be quite a few that's broken. As you can see, that box is now empty. Broken down some more parts. Most of it was like outdoor, countryside, campground sort of stuff. Plenty of bikes, bicycles, and bike-related things there. Yeah, wow, that's quite a lot. So now that I've organised everything, I need to regroup it and then put it all away, but in a much tidier way. I've begun bagging things up so they're all kind of grouped together nicely and easier to access. So all the street lights, the lamp posts, and then a bunch of bicycles and the mini food stands and things. It's just easier this way. And if parts fall off, I know they're going to be in that bag, so it's easier to figure out, oh, that goes to that. Yeah, you know, sometimes organising is part of the fun, because this was enjoyable. Still got quite a bit to do though. Well, would you look at that? It's clean. I've finished up grouping all the things and put them back into the boxes, so we're down to just 2 and they've both got plenty of space left in. Nice, I know what's in each one now. And that pile of parts I need to sort out, that's gone too. Okay, it's only gone to the other side of the room, but here it is all on this tray, plus this tray which I already had of parts to sort out. They're both overflowing, so I need to crack on and do that, and that's a really boring, tedious task that I don't want to do. So I've just got these models to go back in here for now temporarily, but I have added some details. Like all those things I pulled out, I did put some things around. I don't know if you'll be able to notice, but I did more details to the harbour. So for example, we've got a couple of just markers, they're just like randomly placed. Some more cargo and mill minifigures just like, you know, being involved. So we've got this guy fishing here, which he already was. We had the shark here, but now I added in a diving boat. And we've got a couple of divers about to set off on a little journey, but they've spotted the shark. They're interested to take a picture, but this guy, he's a little bit scared, so he's got his harpoon ready. Yeah. And then we've got the Coast Guard officer here, not looking too impressed at the whole thing. And I just added a few more barrels and crates and cargo just to kind of fill it up and pack it out. I added another palm tree to the beach so it kind of mirrors it at each end. And I found this flag, which I think is an old Lego Pirates flag from maybe the original El Dorado Fortress or something like that. That's what it looks like to me. No idea how I've ended up with that, but there we go. I could do with a bit of a clean, actually. Imagine that part's very old. So that's there proudly on the seafront. I think that makes sense. And then I picked out some of the bits that are going to be used for the train area here, which is probably going to be one of my upcoming projects to kind of finish ballasting this track, connect the road and get this all sorted. So I got those parts ready. And a few updates ago, I was talking about how I needed a sign to go on the bike shop. Well, of course, the printed tiles from the Lego City sets with the bicycle on it. It works for now, so I can take out the old sign and have my new one there instead. And then over here, just added a couple more bits just to kind of remind me and give me ideas. So obviously the beach is going to continue around here, so we've got a few beachy things. And this little Lego wedding ceremony set, you know, it's kind of looks like it's on tan to me, so that could be sand. Maybe a beachfront wedding could go there. And so a couple of other little scenery bits for construction site for now. And I've also been pricing up how much it would cost me to get the parts I need to finish up certain areas. For example, the downtown plaza here, how much it's going to cost me to like tile off the flooring. That's pretty much sorted, so I might order the parts for that soon. And then obviously we've got a couple more buildings to add to that. And then the train station expansion, how that's going to come out a bit more, that shouldn't cost me too much either. But of course the big one is the fire station, which was the very first building I added to the city, and I've digitally designed a whole expansion for it. In fact, I designed that before I even had the city space, because I knew, oh yeah, that's going to go there. That'll be the first building, and well, because it's pretty expensive, that's why I keep kind of pushing it back, because I'd rather spend my money on smaller things to do little bits here and there rather than just finish one big thing. But well, it's sat there for nearly 2 years at this point, so I do need to finish that. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that Lego City update, and if you want to see more like some of those big projects I've talked about, then please go the extra mile and support us by becoming a channel member or a Patreon supporter, because you get exclusive perks, and any money that we earn from that kind of goes directly into buying parts for Lego City, because Lego ain't cheap. But I know times are tough, so even the fact that you making it this far into the video just to watch it, I appreciate you anyway. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the merch store and all that jazz. Plenty more stuff coming soon. Some exciting things. So yeah, well, I won't say too much, but yeah, good stuff coming. Thanks and bye. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel or on one of my other channels as well. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends.